Start all over.
Yeah. Event is starting.
We're live.
All right. Hello and welcome back to Over the Vapes. This is the second time I'll say this. And we got Vaping with Nikki B. And we got Tyler, ADV Coils, on Instagram with us tonight. And we're going to be talking about a few different things. One of the big things is a 60-day countdown to Doomsday, because these little bad boys here have 60 days to prove that they can get taken, get out of the hands of teenagers. Otherwise, they're going to take them off the market. So says the FDA. Then we're also going to take a deep look at some coils from my boy Don Juan Coils Castillo. So I have a whole folder full of his coils over the years. I found one build that he sent in like really early on, and you're gonna like the madness that is his progression from that build to what he does now. It's just insanity. So I can't wait to show everybody that. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, well, here we are. Okay. We got Zach Johnson in chat. Looks like that's the only person here.
I know, right?
Zach, what's happening, brother?
My video is so fucking far behind.
Is it?
Weird.
Uh-oh. I'm going to have to start doing the show, moving the show to like 7:30, just so that we don't run parallel with
others.
The other show. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big issue. So, what's everybody vaping on? Nikki B, what are you vaping on, girl?
Steam Grave Titan and the Titan PWM mod with some blue corn and my Steam Grave Robomizer Plus and the iJoy Zenith. And I got some blue label, the strawberry waffle cone.
That sounds good.
Yeah, this is a beast, though. Nice. Huge.
It's fucking crazy. And you're only rocking it at 3 volts, though.
Yeah, 3.8. I mean, it's... I got a 0.18 build in it. I mean, I don't like a really hot vape.
What's the max voltage you can go to?
Oh.
like 9 volts or some shit like that?
Hold on. Oh, I locked my bolts. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay, here. It can do up to a 8.4.
So it's a 2 battery mod?
4.
It's a 4 battery mod. Damn.
That it is a 4. And you can lock it because the potentiometer is the dial right here, as well as the fire button.
Oh wow.
So,
okay. Who makes that?
Steam Crave. It's their new PWM mod.
Nice.
Correct.
It is meant for the Titan tank, which is the 41 millimeter diameter coil, which sits on there.
No overhang?
Perfect. No overhang. It takes 4 batteries down here. It's smaller than the, what's the other, the Hog or the, what's that one?
The Hammer of God?
Hammer of God, yeah, it's smaller than that. It's slender. I do wish that it was a 2700. You know, come on, step up with the times a little bit of the newer batteries, and that way you have a little bit better battery life in it. But
goodbye, Rex Gaming.
I know, right? Who the hell was that dude?
I don't know. He's like, I regret subbing. It's like, well, then fucking unsub, my friend. Anyways.
All right. Well, I'm vaping on the Smoant Sharon with the TM24 Pro. Got the original Milkman up in there.
Oh, you finally got some?
Yeah, the original Milkman.
Yeah, shit's fucking fire, huh?
It is good. It's a lot better than what I remember it being.
Because they changed it. Because Drip Club
that's what I heard.
Yeah, Drip Club bought that company and totally changed it. It's so good.
There's a lot more flavor to it. So.
Yep.
Got this in this week, my first PWM mod, the Tesla Invader 2/3.
Nice.
Got that with the Goon 1.5. On the last little bit of my EVS Strawberry Custard. White girl with the TVL.
Beautiful.
Got my stacked broadside with the Terudo. And Vupu with the drop. Lemon the one.
What was I gonna say? So yeah, I was gonna say Tesla to me is like one of the most underrated companies that we have in this industry. They've been around forever, and they make super high quality products.
This
One of my
mod
favorite.
Is so freaking heavy, dude. I mean, it does have 3 batteries in it, but it's made out of solid metal.
Yep.
I mean, freaking workhorse.
I love, man, all the guys who come on the show a lot. They're all guys that are super big mech heads, like Paul Hessian, those kind of guys. That's like the only regulated mods they'll ever use is like the what do you call it?
Invader.
The Invaders. They all love that shit, and so yeah, definitely, it's awesome. John Mueller, David Suttles, what's going on, brothers? I love Tesla. I've had a lot of Tesla mods over the years. I used to have this Tesla. It was an Invader series mod, but it was wood. It was this unstabilized wood, obviously. It was very cheap. It was like $10, $20, something like that. I loved that thing, but I literally caught it on fire because I fucking was rocking such low ohm builds. And like idiots, they put in a, what do you call it? A MOSFET switch.
Oh, yeah.
And I overpowered that MOSFET switch one too many times and literally caught it on fire. So
damn,
it was not a good day. I still have it in my closet because, memories. But yeah, and I also had, I tell you what, one of my favorite mods ever was this unregulated built-in battery Tesla mod. I forget the name of it, but it was it just had a power button, and you would click it 5 times, turn it on, and it would rock. You could put builds on there like as low as like 0.07. And it would fire them, and it was amazing. It was a hydrographic colored one. It was like all tie-dye looking and shit. Wow. But I had that one forever until it just stopped taking a charge. I don't know what kind of internal battery it had. I know it wasn't a LiPo battery, because I bought it for literally under $20. But God, that was such a nice mod. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I loved that mod. There's been a couple of mods over the years that I've really liked that were like I guess you call them semi-regulated mods. Because there's no screens or there's no wattage adjustment. It just puts off a steady voltage. But they are definitely semi-regulated. Tesla hydrographics.
Wasn't that the one that they made, like one that looked like a garbage, a gas can? They had one that looked like a gas can.
Tesla?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the original Tesla kind of looked like a gas can. Had little heads going on the side of it.
That's what Natty wants. Big Natty wants to get one of those because.
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the one I had. This purple one.
Oh yeah.
This thing was amazing. It was a Tesla 2 hydrographics, and it was called the sub mod. Is what it was called. And they make regular ones. Like here's one that's not the hydrographics.
What website are you on?
I don't know what this is from.
Oh, you're just on Google?
Search.
I'm just on Google search.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So submod. These are all YouTube reviews. I'm pretty sure they don't sell these anymore. I would imagine.
I was gonna say.
Because they're so
great deals. It says great deals. They have websites. That's Well,
Vape Deals is like an aggregate site where they tell you all the sales and stuff that are going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't do those anymore.
Tesla 2 $19.29.
Yep. I mean, I got mine. I got mine for 30% off, and the original price was $20, and so it was a really good deal. I guess you can have them on eBay. I mean, but I don't trust a lot of shit on eBay. Yeah, man, what a great mod. Seriously.
That's where I got my stacked broadside.
Yeah, a 4,000 mile in it. Right. Oh, look at that. Oh, that was the Royal Hunter on top.
Yeah. I used to have one of those. I used to love the Royal Hunter back in the day. Oh my god.
They still sell those at one of my local shops.
Yeah, they're selling pretty cheap a while back.
Local shops are like the best place to find old mods and RDAs. They have shit you would never be able to find online anymore.
Especially
the online shops are like just always trying to get stuff.
Well, my
Especially like old mom and pop vape shops, you know, that they're
Yes.
personally owned. Like there's this Chinese lady in town here that owns a vape shop, and she has so much old shit.
Yeah, they still had the the MVP, like the first one that took like the little ring thing at the top. And he's sitting there trying to sell it to me for $30. I thought he was talking about the MVP 3.0. I was like, yeah, I'll buy it for $30. I mean, that was a steal back in the day, you know. I'm like, it's nostalgic, you know. I could use it as a little, you know, charger, you know.
Use it as a power bank. Yeah.
Yeah, the power bank, you know, because it had a really good internal power bank, you know. But I was like, I'm not going to pay $30 for no old one.
An 11-watt mod.
Yeah.
The MVP, the original MVP, or the MVP2, I can't remember which one, was the first regulated mod I ever bought, and it was 11 watts, and that was like I was dripping with an RDA on that mod. I was building like
11 watts.
I was building like 3 ohm coils, single coil. Dude. You couldn't. It would not power dual coils. Even if the dual coils were like a sufficiently high ohm, it just would not power dual coils. But you could do a single coil, probably like 1.5 to 2 ohms, and 11 watts was enough to get a good vape. You know, it was just a whole different experience back then. Like I remember when we got 30-watt mods, that was a huge deal because it was finally like we can go sub-ohm. You know what I'm saying? And in 20 watts was a similar kind of thing, but between 20 and 30 watts, we're talking months, not years. And so
I had somebody come over my channel when I first started vaping, and I had an RDA, single coil on the RDA at that, and he goes, "You cannot put an RDA on this." You know, overdoses.
What's going on with chat?
Oh, there was a person in chat.
Oh, wow. Look who it is. What a sourpuss.
Oh, I know. Totally.
I didn't ban you.
That's okay. We love haters.
Yep.
Hey, it takes all kinds.
Yeah, it took him that long to recreate it. Naked nuke out.
I know, like, what's he doing with his life, dude? Like, where he's got to sit back and recreate a whole other page just to come in?
I will say this. It's been a long time since we had a good old-fashioned troll who's dedicated enough to
make your name.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and he even created your name. That's...
Sport Life, what's going on, my friend? All Day Vape, that's you. What's going on?
That's me.
JFM, what's going on, brother? This is why I make everybody moderators, and so that people can just take care of all this shit. Definitely one of the 2 dislikes. That's both of the 2 dislikes. Yeah. Every video. See, here's the thing: is I have like a consistent hater who dislikes every single video that I put up, which is awesome.
I think we have one of those. We all have one of them. I know I have one.
Definitely. Wrecked Gaming. It's like I know that name from somewhere. Let's look up this guy's channel. Let's look up his channel for sure. Let's see what he's all about. Why not?
He's obviously a gamer.
I would hope so. Otherwise, that name doesn't make a ton of sense. Wrecked Gaming, or is it Wrecked Gamer?
Yeah.
Wrecked Gamer. Let's try Wrecked Gamer.
Wrecked Gaming.
On YouTube. Okay. Okay, so 3 years ago, he stopped making videos because...
Well, how many gaming channels does he have? I found 1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
Well, I think this is the guy here, Wrecked Gaming, 5 subscribers. So he's prolific. You can tell he's getting out there. Yeah. And it's the kind of kid who plays Dota 2, so this is a certain kind of individual. Anyways, so fucking Fortnite. The dislike button, not only does it not do anything against me, it actually helps the channel because it shows a little bit of interaction. Which actually the algorithm looks kindly upon. So, John Mueller, as far as I can see, you have a wrench. Oh, no, wait, add moderator. There you go. I don't know why you wouldn't be a moderator. That doesn't make any sense to me.
They can sometimes take them away or take them, it goes back and forth.
It's so weird. It's so weird. Saturation station, what's going on? So anyways, let's talk about what I'm vaping on real quick. First and foremost, I'm vaping on this little bad boy, the Juul. I don't know if that's going to instantly fucking mark my video for deletion. So the reason why I got this thing was just so we could talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. I had the Swaron Vagon. This is a really nice little pod system. I don't use it as much anymore because the pod that I have that came with it is totally burnt out. And I changed the cotton in it. I took it all apart, changed the cotton and everything. You can't change the coils unless you're willing to take it apart and desolder it and then resolder a coil back on there. My soldering skills are not up to par for that. It's very small as well. And then I have this bad boy, the Edmund R-Line pod. This is my favorite pod so far. This has a really, really substantial little tank on it, actually.
Yeah.
It's nice. This is really nice. And it has the mesh coil in it. Although I will say that I feel like I could already use another one. So we'll see. We'll see. And I don't know about the flavors on the Juul because I actually just got this Juul that had an empty pod and I just refilled it. And so.
And babe, they're going to be banning the Juul here 60 days from now.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, that's what we're going to talk about. But I'm hoping not that they're not going to ban it. But I've heard really good things about one of their flavors, which was the creme brulee. I've heard good things about that flavor. But saying that will mark your channel for deletion. That's true. That's true. Okay, so what else am I vaping? I'm vaping. I have the Drop Solo on the V-God, and I was vaping the Code 69 peanut butter and jelly from Drip Code. Ran out of that finally. Big, very depressing day. But I had figured why not just move over to Kingpin from Boss, and this is a peanut butter tobacco. This is probably the best tobacco flavor I've had all year. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. It's a really, really unusual combination, tobacco and peanut butter, but it just works so well together. So
I think it would work together because tobacco is sweet as it is.
And a little bit nutty. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's all
I'm a tobacco fan, so a lot of people, with tobacco, but no, I love tobacco.
Yeah, and it's definitely possible to make a micro alien that comes out, right? Yeah, why not? It'd have to be a lot of wraps or just very, very small wire.
Yeah. 34 gauge cores.
34 gauge cores wrapped with like 38 gauge or 40 gauge.
Gizzard says you must refer to it as the family jewels.
Absolutely. This is the family jewels.
And he's vaping the nuts. So
true, vaping the nuts on the family jewels. Actually, I have the Basics Juicy Apple, and it's really, really good. It's a perfect combo for that little guy. And I'm rocking the Black Ring Plus. That's not a really great name for a mod. This is the one I got from ADV. It's the Black Ring Plus. I think of buttholes when I think of Black Ring. But it's a nice little mod. It's from Geek Vape, and I have the US one. The funny thing here is this RDA probably costs more than this mod. Because I have the US one V2 RDA on here. Easily. It looks really nice, though. It looks really nice. Yeah, this mod wasn't very expensive, right?
No, it wasn't.
I would imagine. No. But hey, why not?
Hey, it works.
It's decent though. How low are your coils you have on it?
I have a set of the ones that you just recently sent. 4 wrap, something or other. It's pretty low.
Okay.
The right amount of low.
Yeah.
I don't ever check the ohms on stuff, so I like to live dangerously. And then I have all my RDAs are on the wrong mods tonight. Like I have my US one on a different mod instead of the US one. I have my US one that has the Switch mods RDA on it. I have my Switch mod that has the fucking the Dead Rabbit on it. All my RDAs are taking vacations from their real mods tonight. But yeah,
that was a panda chick. She came in and just took all the RDAs off and switched them around.
That would be something, yes. But this was something that was of my own design. So I got the Switch mods, right, which is a beautiful, beautiful mod. And Switch mods RDAs are kind of unusual in that they're 3 posts. They kind of remind me of the battle deck, if anybody knows what the battle deck is. They're 3 posts, but they have giant post holes, so you can fit. I mean, I got Claptons in here, or aliens in here, so it definitely fit coils in there, which is nice. But it's definitely battle deck-esque. It's 22 millimeters, the actual RDA is, but the cap compensates by being 24 millimeters. So it's really unusual. It's a nice little RDA. It's like a competition style RDA. But the previous owner before the owner that I got it from had tried to remove the paint from it. And so
Put it in a sonic cleaner.
Yeah, I gotta get one. And so this is what it ended up looking like. And so it just does not fit, but it does not fit on the actual switch mod at all. Like the copper, it looks really bad. And so I don't know why people do that. I don't know if they expected it to be copper underneath of the paint, but it's not. It's not. So, but I mean, hey, it's still fairly nice. Fairly nice. And the RDA itself is really nice. And I'm vaping in here. I'm vaping Quick Shake from Steep. I'm getting real low on that as well. All the flavors that I've really been enjoying lately, I'm like almost out of. I'm out of the Code 69, almost out of Quick Shake.
Me too, brother.
And Archer from 3 or 33. I'm really low on that. That's a damn fine e-liquid. And I'm vaping that on the US 1 / Black Ring Butthole Booty. And the US 1 with the switch. And boom, got my 3 Nick salts, got my 4 regulars. Actually, a pretty low amount of devices tonight. Juan Castillo, what ohms? Vaping blind sounds like fun. Living on the edge. Yes. Ohm. What is ohms?
Well, yeah. What are ohms?
If it blows up, it is too low. That's true. That's very true. I always tell people, like in my videos and stuff, I say, this is how I choose to vape because I understand the risks involved. Doesn't mean that you do that. And yeah. Oh shit. Completely out of Gizzard Brew. More on the way though for you, Travis. Hey, love it. That shit is delicious.
Yeah,
and
man.
That's so quick. Boom. Done.
I wish I could afford to get some of that. I really want to try it.
It is so effing good. It is such an unusual custard flavor. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Juan Castillo, stick around, buddy, because we are taking a deep look at your coils that you've sent to the show over the years. And we actually have a build that really, really highlights your progression as a coil builder. So I cannot wait to show those. It's going to be amazing. But what I really wanted to talk about, and we've kind of touched on it a little bit, is that the FDA came out, the head of the FDA, I can't remember what his name is right off the top of my head, but he came out and he said that, hey, we're seeing a large uptick. He actually said epidemic, but we're saying, I'll just interpret it. Seeing a large uptick of, I am out. Yeah, I am out. I am out. Yes, definitely. Yes, I am out of e-liquid.
Me too.
So we're seeing a large uptick in teenagers using things like the Juul or the Blue or the whatever with the Views and shit like that. So Mark 10. So all these like Cigalikes and or small starter pods. So they've given them 60 days, 2 months to figure out a game plan to get these things away from teenagers, or they're going to yank them off the market. Now, I've talked to some people, and some people were like, hey, well, that's only affecting this small group of products. But that's the thing, is that they're going to come after those large products first, and then it's going to be like, well, we've done some research, and now we understand that there's a whole industry besides the Juul and the Blue.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a federal flavor ban. Now, just wrap your head around like what that means. If they did a federal flavor ban, that's big time. That's big time trouble for us. That is changing the whole industry forever.
Yeah, they might set them as a standard of we'll go after this company because you know what? We're going to actually go after the whole vaping in general and not just the little guys. They're going to affect the big guys too. So domino effect with the little guys to knock them all down.
Well, I'll tell you right now how they'll justify it too. They'll say, because they'll get rid of the Juul and the Blue and everything, right? But then like the next day, Juul will just release a different product. It's not called the Juul. And they're going to say, oh, so you're going to try to skirt our regulations or whatever, or we took your one product down, you just replaced it. So now we need to think of a way to enforce these laws across a broad spectrum of products.
Right.
And they're just going to say federal flavor ban, you know, and that's really scary to me. And Indie's Best, you know, I totally agree with that sentiment that being a DIYer means you never are going to run out of juice, and that this doesn't really affect you, but it will affect somebody who's just starting.
Yeah.
Somebody who wants to quit smoking, who doesn't even know that there's a whole world out there of YouTube and of DIY. All they know is that they've seen like a commercial for Juul, and they're like, hey, that sounds really interesting to me. I want to quit smoking.
Well, they could put a regulation on who gets nicotine. Like you have to have a business license to purchase nicotine.
That's very true.
And that could hurt the DIY industry. Even though caffeine is the same as nicotine, you could still go after that type of a substitute. But in a sense, they're going to go after every angle of the market, including DIY, because they understand, they watch. Don't sit there and think that they don't watch Fresh 03 or like Frank or Ren or anybody out there that's doing a DIY channel, because guess what? You have a list of all your products. You do a live show that sits there and says where you get all your juices and all your concentrates and all your liquids and stuff from. They could go after those companies, especially the flavors. If they go after the flavors, they can make the company say, you need to have a business. You need to have a business license in order to purchase even concentrates.
I think it's going to be a little bit harder to ban specific flavorings because most people don't use them for e-liquids. They use them for candy or for food.
Well, they're all businesses. What if they sit there and put that you have to have a business license to purchase these things?
And you know, and the nicotine, from what you know, and also what Indie Best said, is that nicotine is one of those things that for whatever reason, we actually have seen a lot of times they've tried to get rid of things like that, because nicotine can be used as like a poison. You can like poison people with it, shit.
Right. But it's a pesticide.
And they've used it for a lot of things over the years, and it's like it could be used as a research chemical, and there's a lot of things. So
right, but I'm just saying, as a hypothetical, they could try to go after it and try to do some type of where you have to have a business license to purchase it.
And I think what Indie's Best said, and this is what they're doing in San Francisco right now after they did the flavor ban there, is they're going to do short pours. They're going to say, we're okay with you guys doing these e-liquids that don't have nicotine in them, and then you can sell nicotine separately along with the product, which is fucking crazy because, as my boy Vinyl and Vapor said, you're going to give a bunch of people who don't know shit about science a really dangerous chemical to add into their own products. It just doesn't make sense. And so I never understood that. I didn't understand it when the UK did it and when Europe did it. And I certainly don't understand it here as well. You'd say, it's like, what are you doing differently here? It's like, you're not even saying like, oh, you can only sell 0 milligram. You're saying you can sell 0 milligram e-liquid and you can sell the nicotine along with it. What is the fucking difference? You know what I mean?
Well, actually, no, you're selling 0 and giving a nicotine shot.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
This is crazy to me.
Yeah, but that's just like selling, like they're trying to ban the squonkers because they're above the TPT compliant.
Yep.
Now, you could sell the mod and not have the bottle and give the bottle for free, is how one person sit there and stated. Well, that's how they kind of got away with the regulations of the nicotine, is include you not selling the bottle with it, but yet it's still a mod.
TPT regulations are so insane. Yeah. They're so weird about the 2 milliliter thing. So there was a company that was selling a tank that had like a 5 milliliter tank, right? But how they got around it was they included a really big coil inside of the tank that was pre-installed. That when the coil was installed, it would only hold 2 milliliters. But as soon as you took that big unusable coil out and put your normal coil in, it would hold, 5 milliliters. So, I mean, there's always going to be people trying to get around those regulations, especially when, here's the thing, especially with TPD, the vape industry is not based in Europe. It's just not. And so when you're telling the rest of the world, like, hey, you have to change everything about your products to be sold here, it just hurts that local market. It just prevents people from getting the products they need to get off of cigarettes. So tried a different taco stand, and they were very good. Show me a bad taco stand, Kenny B. Show me a bad taco stand. I love tacos, man.
And
Hell
yes,
yeah.
it's pie-ho.
Mi tacos.
I love tacos so many times. Yeah, and in these best, I do always recommend people to learn about DIY. If for no other reason, it's so much cheaper, and there's just such a wealth of information available online about good recipes. Any juice that you like that's a commercial product, you can go on to ELR, and you're gonna find a really good clone of that recipe. So,
Or even other liquids and stuff that you might be interested in too.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to try to get into DIY, but it's like having the money to get flavorings and nicotine and PG, and then you got to get syringes and scales.
Well,
I will say this: don't get PG, just get VG, because all your flavorings are going to have PG in them, and most of the time it's going to like with mine. I don't add any PG to it, but by the time I get done with the flavorings and shit, it's like a 2278 blend. When you add the nicotine and the flavorings, you know. It is. I will say this: it is a fairly substantial initial investment to DIY. It cost me about. But there's another thing. I was very unfocused when I first started, and so I just bought a bunch of different flavorings that I thought I was going to use, and so I spent about $120, and I just never used half those flavors. What I would recommend is that people get a recipe that they're interested in trying first. Like, no, I want to do like a strawberry cream, or I want to do a lemon cake. And then
if I were to get into it, it would be vanilla custard, strawberry custard, and maybe one other one. That's what I want. That's what I want to
just buy that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Buy what you need for that.
It's in the niche. You know, it looks like it's going to cost you a lot, but when you start mixing and everything, you're going to be vaping on what you're mixing. I mean, regardless, you can actually even just vape BG. A lot of people don't realize that. I know it's but the initiative of, okay, I bought 4 gallons for like $60, and that was with shipping. 4 gallons of VG, and I bought mine from Essentials Depot, and that's when I first started and everything, and then I went to Bulk Apothecary and stuff. And that's just because they're Ohio based and a lot quicker to get it to me.
Yeah, Liquid Barn has the premix, which is and
you can actually buy a starter kit too. With small amounts of VG. They'll give you like 2 bottles of VG, and then the nicotine, and then some flavorings, and you can just kind of play around with it. And then if you like DIY, and then you can sit there and start buying the initiative flavors, because you can actually sometimes on these sites go in and select the flavorings that you want, and they're just a few mils, flavorings, and that's all you need to get started.
I tell you what, Tyler, if you did want to start doing your own liquids, I could send you some pre-mixed 1-shots of White Girl, and you could just add the VG and nicotine too.
Yeah.
So that's always a really good option for people to as well. Places like Adori Liquid, and places like the bigger manufacturers or the bigger wholesalers of what do you call it? Flavorings and stuff. Oftentimes they'll have 1-shots. You can get 1-shots from people like DIY or Die. There's a lot of those guys.
And Vaping Swag has got 1-shots too, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yep.
And I used to sit there in the very beginning. I learned that some companies will add extra shots to your liquids, and I always did a 6 Nic with extra flavor shot, and then when I got it, I cut it in half, and then that gave me that flavor in a double.
I will say this as well, is that it is what it is, but Vape Wild has a starter kit where they give you a ton of flavors and VG that already has the nicotine in it, so that's always an option as well, and that's actually a pretty good value proposition as well. Church Papa Franco, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, Church.
What's up, Church? What's up, DTF?
Yeah.
I just want to get a good vanilla custard DIY. That's all I want.
I think they offer
Adore Chef's Liquid
I'm pretty sure
Bar. Name a few one shots.
when they offer, don't they offer Giz's new custard as a one shot? Pretty sure. The Spork Life custard that he did.
Yeah. So what would I need to get just to add to that if I were to get a one shot?
Just VG and nicotine.
Don't they sell VG and nicotine already mixed together?
Yes. And Wizard Labs, that's the company I was trying to think of, Frank thinks. Wizard Labs has a bunch of one shots too. So yeah, Vaping Swag has, that's what I thought. They have the concentrates right now. And that's on sale.
Okay. Giz just said you can get Gizzard Brew in a ready mix.
Yep. I was pretty sure, yeah. And I tell you what, yeah, Swag has great one shots. So all of his liquids are fucking tremendous.
Shit, I might have to do that, man.
And you can buy you know what? You can buy like instead of a gun, you can buy like a quart of VG that has the nicotine pre-added to it, and that's enough to make several 100 ml bottles.
Yeah, and that would last me so long.
That's a really good way to get into it. It really, really is. Because you know what? It's just like it gets you over that first like mental block of like, oh my god, this is like gonna be hard. And once you realize like, holy shit, this is super easy, and I just saved like a ton of money. It's good.
Yeah, and with the baby on the way, man, my vape budget's been cut drastically. So.
Yep, they'll do
That'll
that.
happen.
Yeah.
Babies ruin everything. Just joking. Babies are wonderful. Okay, so we talked about the Juul thing. So, you know, and honestly, everybody kind of looks at Juul as like the black sheep of the vape family. The one thing I will say about Juul is they're self-owned. So we looked it up before the show. Blue and Views are both owned by Philip Morris or RJ Reynolds, one of those companies. But Blue is owned by a subsidiary of them because they didn't want to have two products that were so similar because they didn't want to get antitrust laws violated and have people come looking at them for that. So those companies are Big Tobacco, and then you have like Mark 10, which is like a Marlboro brand, so that's Big Tobacco. Logic, and all those are Big Tobacco. And so the one thing I will say about these guys is that they're not owned by Big Tobacco yet. So that's good. And then you have places like Enjoy, which is also, I know that they were in the past self-owned. And I know they also went into bankruptcy in 2016. I don't know who acquired them to help get them out of bankruptcy because they were reorganized after that under new management and new owners. And so I don't know who owns them now. I guess, you know what? I can look that up real quick because that's important. I don't want to like recommend going to Enjoy if they are owned by Big Tobacco. But and you know what? Enjoy is not the best when it comes to the cigalikes anyways. But whatever.
Well, they weren't on the list, but yeah.
Enjoy owner. Sean Parker, founder of Napster, and Peter Thiel, one of the founders of PayPal, are the most popular investors in this group.
A PayPal investor is owned by a tobacco company?
No, Peter Thiel is one of the founders of PayPal, and he's an investor in Enjoy.
Oh.
And so also there was a very famous musician who is also involved in that company as well. So it looks like they've got a lot of investors from big companies, but they're not like a tobacco company, which is good. And then what the hell is the name of the other one? Oh my god, I'm gonna blank out. Okay, and then this company that I just did a review of earlier in the last week, the Mimic e-cigs. Let's look up to see. I really was under the impression they were not owned by a big tobacco company. E-cig owners, because they're a really good alternative to. They're a small company, so yeah. There's so many articles right now about Juul. It's just amazing. Why Juul, the most popular e-cig on the market, is in trouble. It says that Juul e-cig is popular among adults, and that's why it's in trouble because it's too popular, which is kind of a shame. Like, well, we're saving millions of lives, and so the fucking government's going to come after us. Kind of a shame. Okay, so now that we've talked about a lot of that stuff, I do want to take a look at some coils from our boy, fucking Don Juan coils. And we got some crazy stuff. We're looking back in the past here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. This is going to be interesting. Juan Castillo. So I'm going to start with the ones that I found that were, I think these are the oldest ones that he ever sent in. Okay, and this is from our staggered series. We used to do like, what do you call it? Like themes, like where we do stagger coils and blah, 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 right? And so Juan had the stagger weight set that he used for Sherlock ohms. I don't think anybody uses those anymore.
Nope.
It's pretty old school. And where's the actual coil? Okay, I want to show you guys. It's so funny. So this is from Juan Castillo. All right, just want everybody to know that. I mean,
holy shit.
Okay, so this is from our boy Juan Castillo. Okay, so this is like the original. This is like one of the first ones he ever sent in. I'm pretty sure. So he went from this to where he does this. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of progression this guy has shown over the last year has been absolutely amazing. So.
He said he hadn't posted anything in a while. He's writing this right now.
No, but honestly, there's so many good builds in here. And his photography. I mean, everything about, look at this. Look at these photos. I mean, just beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are sexy.
It so nice. That's like what, like 40 gauge wraps?
Yeah.
Ugh.
42 gauge.
42 gauge. Oh my god.
That's what I want.
42 gauge Nichrome 80. That shit is so soft, and it's so. I can't even see 40 gauge, let alone 42 gauge. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. And having 6 pieces of 28 gauge Nichrome 80 in there, like, it's just crazy. Or 2 pieces of 28 gauge is a frame staple. So 2 pieces of 28 gauge as your frames and 6 pieces of 0.4. There's no way, man. I couldn't do that. That'd be flopping all over and shit. It's just so beyond me. So, I mean,
it's exactly what I use to make my frame staples, except I've never used 42. The lowest I've gone is 40.
I love the smaller the better for that wrap wire on frame staples.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't. 40 I can't even see, so I can't imagine 42. And I mean, this takes time. I mean, this just takes time and patience.
One of my favorite things to do about building, though, is getting that prepping that ribbon wire and getting the frames put on it. I love that shit. It's
very satisfying. And I will say that I'd rather make a frame staple than a freaking alien coil any day of the week, because I'm just terrible at that.
Yeah.
This guy's just so amazingly good.
Yeah.
That is such a clean build. Oh my god. 8 times 0.3 ribbon, 2 times 27 gauge. There's another thing I love. Odd gauge wire, like 27, like 31. I love that kind of shit. Beautiful build. Absolutely amazing. When I saw that fucking staggered build earlier today, when I was going through all the coils, I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, he has come so far.
Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know what happened. I think I lost. I think there was a point where I was erasing all the pictures that I had coming in.
You probably had too many of them.
Because I just had so many pictures coming in at the beginning of this when we started doing this coil showcases. But I honestly really regret erasing all those pictures, because it would have been nice to really see. Because that was like the oldest build that I had from him. But I know at that time he was sending in builds every week. And so it'd be nice to have some more of those early builds. But it didn't take long. Here's another thing, is that Juan progressed very fast. Like, it was within a month, he went from building that stagger coil to building really, really clean aliens. And so it seemed like it happened overnight. 3 times 28, 36 gauge wrap. Kidney puncher. I used to buy all my wire from Kidney Puncher like really early on in my building. But it's just like I've had so much. First off, Lightning Vapes has a permanent 15% off code. It's just LV15. So you get 15% off your order. That always pays for my shipping. Yeah. And so it's hard for me to justify buying it anywhere else. except for that Kidney Puncher has that square wire now that I really want to get into.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been using KB wire ever since I started building.
Yeah, that's where I started buying my wire now.
Kidney Puncher makes really good wire. They do. I want to get me some of that Twisted Messes wire as well, because I've heard nothing but great things about that. So
yeah, just you got to have the money to spend on that for Kidney Puncher and the Twisted Messes stuff.
That's true. Yep, that's very true. Beautiful coils, absolutely gorgeous. And it's like I said, look at the photography. I mean, look at the photography here. Like the difference between the framing here and the unusual framing, and how gorgeous and how well in focus the coil is. Everything else is out of focus. So that really nice depth of field effect going on, which I love. And then we go back and let's look at this. I mean, this is like like a picture I would take and a coil I would make. And then he's doing this other crazy shit, you know? So, I mean, this is it on the stick. It's so hard for me to fathom how he has progressed so much. And I just still making the same fucking coils I've always made. Okay,
I like Juan's aliens are like some of the best because the wave in his freaking alien Clapton, they're always so precise and they always match up. It's crazy.
And you know what? They have a really, and I've noticed the same thing with you as well, actually, Tyler, is that you guys have a really, it's like an elongated wave. It's like not, you see some people who they have like, it's real, like the wave is real short. I like your guys, it's a lot longer. And actually, I think the effect is a little bit more dramatic.
Yeah.
When you see it over a whole coil. Like when you see it on the stick, and it's a little bit shorter, it's like, oh shit, that's really clean. But then when it's wrapped, the shorter ones to me aren't as clean looking as that more elongated one. Yeah.
And they stretch out a little bit too when you're wrapping them.
Definitely. Like right there.
Yeah.
Like,
nope.
To me, like that is just such a clean build. Such a tight, amazing build.
Nice.
I like, like when you're working with like 42 gauge, well, what I love about that is that it's like you can't even see the strands anymore. It's just like a solid piece of metal.
Yeah.
I mean, here on the right side of it, on the far right, you can see the strands here in the middle of the fourth and fifth wraps, but the first three, it's just like a solid piece of metal. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it almost looks like a huge thick ass piece of ribbon wire is what it looks like.
And that's my favorite kind. And that's the same reason why I like Yeti's Goon Food, is because it's like a big piece of solid wire.
Yeah.
Love it. And as you can see, Juan has sent in a lot of pictures over the years, which has been really, really great. He was very prolific. Nichrome 80 aliens, series aliens, 6, 7 wraps. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably rock those. Some stainless steel variants, 2838s. So beautiful. So beautiful.
Stainless steel is my favorite wire.
I think stainless steel has the cleanest flavor out of any wire.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, that's so nice. I think these are some of the more recent coils that he's actually sent in.
Yeah, because that RDA is pretty new.
Yeah, that's the Warrior. Any of the ones that have Don Juan on them as well, because that's a fairly recent thing that he's been doing.
Yep. Yeah, I've been getting into my staggered builds a lot lately too.
So here's the thing. Look at this staggered fuse Clapton, and one more time, let's look at his staggered.
He's going to sit there and say, Travis!
His original stagger build. And then we have this stagger build. It's just like, wow.
Night and day, man.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
It's just amazing to me. Okay. So we're going to bust through some of these. That's a great, right there. Awesome picture.
Yeah.
I love the coloring on that picture. It's almost black and white. I just love it. It's very gray tone, gray scale. Amazing. That's like hang on the wall kind of picture.
I love it when you get the pictures. Ooh, that's sexy right there.
That's a really nice picture. You know?
I love it when you get the pictures and you don't have to put any filters or anything on it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like this is a depth of field effect here. You know what I mean? And the camera should be doing that itself.
Yeah.
6 core. You can kind of count the cores in there. You can almost
fucking wave. The wave on that alien clapping is so sexy.
It's so nice. Let's see if we can get in and actually count. That's when you can know you got a good picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I can count them on that last wrap. Man, amazing. So I'm not looking at chat right now, but if Juan is there and he can tell us what kind of camera he's using or what phone he's using to take these pictures.
I'm looking at chat. I'll see what he answers. Okay.
So here's another older picture. I'm pretty sure this is an older picture from him. This is from, I think they've like.
Oh, that's Nick Devine's 1000 build off.
Yeah, and that's been quite a while ago.
Yeah. Yep.
And you can tell the difference here, like the waves in his aliens now to the waves in these aliens here.
Yeah, those are like really high.
They're a little bit offset too. So I don't know. Yeah. Here's an earlier build as well. And then we're gonna see that again.
Good shit, man. Lots of good shit.
It's pretty. I'm going back to that one.
No, there's just several pictures of it.
Several pictures of it.
And that's it.
He said the recent ones were taken with an old Galaxy S6 phone.
Nice. Yep. Those Galaxies have great cameras, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that was like a fucking travel down both memory lane and a glimpse into the future.
That was awesome, Juan.
Yeah, it was amazing. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up for the night. I'm actually on my way back to the fucking hospital.
What?
Yeah, my leg is all fucked up again. So.
Damn, buddy.
Prayers for Travis.
Yeah.
You better
stay
like in there.
Yeah, we'll see. No, I like the Smoke 42 Babe said he loves a good staggered build. Me too. Absolutely. God, there's something about a good staggered build. It's all, you know what it is? It's all those little nooks and crannies are like a nice little pockets for that juice to kind of evaporate from. It really makes a big difference. Hey, Travis, quick question. Does the Edmund have temp control on it? Looks very similar to the Shenlan Lan system. So basically what this is that they say that it has a built-in like dry hit prevention thing going on. I don't know how true that is. Is also firmware upgradable, and it's very new. This is very, very new, and so it could get better over time with the temp control aspect of it. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I'll have to look up and check out that Shenlan Lan system. I'll definitely check it out. It might be the same thing. Who knows? I mean, this is coming from a Chinese company, and a lot of times they will rebrand their stuff. So,
hey, quick question: what do you use to measure out your stuff for your DIY trap?
So I go by milliliters. Still, I use big fat syringes. But the best thing you can do, if it's available to you and you can get one for a good price, is to get a scale, like a really quality scale, and just drip it to weight. All the recipes that you'll see on places like ELR, they all have weight and milliliter conversions.
Drops even.
Yeah, some you can get drops depending on like the size of the bottles. I will say this is that the weird thing is that milliliters to weight are roughly similar. Like if it says you need 30 milliliters, a lot of times it'll say you need 30 whatever grams. You know what I mean? It's roughly similar. So.
It'll let you know right at the bottom of how much you need of what and what you're looking for each one. It's really nice.
Yep.
Okay, and is it the same thing for like the one shot stuff?
So the one shot, they should come with directions on how much the one shot is.
Dawn's has hers on the bottle of what percentage you should mix it at.
And a lot of times, like a 30 ml bottle will make 120 mils of juice. Okay. It all depends on the person in the one shot. So,
if you need help mixing with the Dawn stuff, go to Life's channel. He sits there and breaks down each one of them.
Okay.
And also, we can get on video, and I can help walk you through it as well.
Yep,
all right.
It's so easy, man. It's so easy.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so why don't everybody tell them where they can find you? Tyler, why don't we start with you, buddy? Why don't you tell them where they can find you?
AD_V_coils on Instagram. And that's about it. No Facebook.
I know. It's been a big issue in our relationship.
I know. Well, I got a Facebook. I share it with the wife. So, I mean, I do have one. I got to get the password from her. I don't even go on it.
I don't use Facebook very much, but I do use Facebook Messenger.
You can download Messenger without having a Facebook.
Yeah, you can definitely.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you do is sign up for, you can even use your name. Well, try to keep the word vape out of the name just because Facebook is a little particular on it. But yeah, you can sign up for a Messenger without Facebook.
Definitely. Okay. And I tell you what, I mean, even me and Maria, we use Messenger to communicate. Even when we have our phones, we will call each other with Messenger because it seems more reliable in a lot of circumstances. So, and yeah, anybody who's interested in getting themselves some Don Juan coils, hit them up on Instagram at JuanC212, all lowercase, the Juan C part there, and then 212. Hit them up, man. Get yourself some nice coils there.
Thanks.
And then, yeah, see, even Gizzard's telling you, Tyler.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah, payday comes, I'm gonna give me some VG nicotine premix and just go do it, man.
Totally, man. I think it's such a great value, honestly, and especially seeing as how you're gonna be on a tighter budget. I think doing some one shots and buying small amounts of VG that's mixed with the nicotine, it's gonna be a great value. It's gonna be a great value because you make one purchase of that VG and nicotine, and then like 2 or 3 one shots, you're vaping for a month or 2 months on the same what do we call it, budget you would to vape for 2 weeks. So
yep. So I'm doing it.
Absolutely. All right, Nikki B, why don't you tell them where they can find you?
Vaping with Nikki B. You can find me on YouTube and all social media, and also at Not Your Average Studs on Instagram.
Excellent. Yeah, Instagram is, I mean, if people aren't on Instagram, if you're a vapor and not on Instagram, you're doing yourself a big disservice because there's just such a wealth of information and community on Instagram. And I will say also there is other choices besides Instagram. There is Vathel, which is a online social media thing, but only for vaping. And so and they have some cool things, like they have built-in apps that will help you to, they have like ohms law calculators and stuff like that. And they have challenges like Panda said, they have challenges and stuff that they do every month. They'll have different, it makes it fun. Yeah, like you can tag your pictures with certain challenges like hand checks or coil shots, and it makes it a little bit fun. But and we need more people. But I mean, I would use it more if we had more buy-in from vapors, So, all right, and you can always find me here on Overdose Vapes. I'm gonna be uploading videos this week, of course, and I'll see you guys next week for the live show again. And until then, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Peace out.